lot of work.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes,
it
it
keeps
is.
going.
We wouldn't be able to do this if we didn't truly believe in caring for God's children. If we didn't think that that was very important, this would be a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it still is, but you can see the blessings as you walk around and see the teachers interacting with the kids.
Mhm.
We talk about this all the time. We love giving tours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come see us.
Yes.
Because it's so cool to see what's happening in the classroom.
Yeah.
And that's really important. And if we could get more people to see the magic that's going on in here, I think they would understand the value.
Sure.
Yeah. I love being able to provide a great working place for the teachers to be able to grow in their own self, in their life, and I see them making friends, and I think that's important,
Yeah.
but also to grow in their career. I mean, they're all getting more certifications. We help push them towards going to school for whatever they want to go to. We can be a stepping stone if they need that. I love children, obviously. So I like to pop into the infant rooms and check in on the
We
babies.
hold the babies. Yeah, we hold the babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When some don't have babies anymore.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
The other thing that I don't know if you have thoughts on this, but remember when we met before, part of the solutions being offered were things like increased ratios.
It was a
bringing
suggestion.
the age down.
Yeah.
Did that come to fruition at all? Or?
The age.
So they did.
Mhm.
They are allowing 16-year-olds coming this fall to
Okay.
be in the classroom, but never alone, because they
Gotcha.
under
Can't get a-
18 you can't get a background check, so you can't be alone with children.
Okay.
So that did come to fruition. The ratios, they are doing a pilot program where they are increasing some ratios. Where we struggle with this solution is that we don't want teacher burnout. We also want it to be a good place for the child to be. And also, our rooms are only built a certain size.
Yeah.
So if you increase ratios, we actually can't put more children in that room.
Is
So it
there-
doesn't help us.
Is the ratio based on, as far as number of children? I'm assuming like the size of the room.
Square foot.
Okay, so you can't.
I can't put another child in there. Many of our rooms, in fact, most of our rooms, we aren't even full to ratio because the rooms aren't big enough to hold the full DCF ratio.
Oh, gotcha.
So while a room DCF says that we could put 20 children in there, the room only fits 17.
Okay.
So many of our rooms aren't full.
And then potentially you have like 2 staff in that room,
Yeah.
Yes.
but not the full ratio.
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
That sounds good. So with the bridge program ending again, and with this edge that we're staring off into the distance on,
Yeah.
down the road, my thought is that there should be some sort of responsibility from like private business, right? There should be some sort of support that you're giving those employees to make sure they can stay in the workforce. Like that needs to be a stream of funding. But also like the state needs to provide a stream of funding that, is comparable in part to what was provided with childcare accounts. Do you guys have any thoughts on solutions long term? Because I feel like we're just kind of patchworking things.
Yeah.
We're like, we'll try it, but you're closest to it.
Yeah, I think that we need to keep in mind that we are very highly regulated without any funding. So if you're going to continue to increase regulation, we need to keep in mind that that increased costs every single time.
Sure.
And so the parents are having to make up all of that cost. And so the government does, if they're going to regulate, they have to help us out a little bit too. And funding like the bridge payments or childcare accounts is very helpful. There's other ideas too.
Yeah. So the childcare accounts and the bridge program, I think we kind of said earlier that it could go to anything, but there were stipulations. Like you had to prove that it was going towards retention, recruiting, teacher salaries, which is what we were using it for. But I still think the gap in this industry is coming from the lack of what we can afford to pay the teachers. So if we could pay the teachers like more, then that would continue to solve the problem or benefits. We don't have health benefits.
In Wisconsin, we've decided that we aren't going to help fund children until the age of 4. And so those teachers aren't getting those benefits until they're in a public school system. But we have teachers here too. And this is when 90% of the brain development happens. So our teachers are very important to their growth, but yet they're not getting the same treatment as a teacher in the school. We've decided that only when they're 4 that teachers should get those benefits.
Yeah. And then so it falls to you as the business owners to absorb the cost of.
And we cannot afford health benefits at this time.
Right. So then,
because we're choosing to pay the teachers more than what the average is in the area.
Sure. For the people that are part of centers, that the teachers that are like experiencing that average salary,
many of them aren't making a living wage. And so they're qualifying for many of the state benefits, particularly if they have children. So we would love to give them wages that would get them out of those systems.
Right. Yeah. Something to consider.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Apart from partisan anything, you are closest to this issue because you live it day after day after day. So to not again, not trying to do any gotcha thing, just have an honest conversation.
Yeah.
What do you want lawmakers, people in positions of power that can pull on levers and they can advocate for things to know about, the industry is facing right now, what you guys are facing?
I think it comes back to the regulation. The fact that other industries that are regulated get funding, but then for some reason they look at childcare and, well, we have to regulate to protect the children, but they're not willing to give us any subsidies.
Yeah, what are some like regulations that are costing you when you're having to adhere to these, more strict?
So our first year, we bought this 18-year-old building. We had to replace the floors. They said they had to be replaced within the first year. New floors for a 10,000 square foot building.
Whoa.
And that's just one example.
Right.
That's one example. And that was DCF that told us that. They came in and said, your floors are not suitable. They need to be replaced within a year.
And it's our first year in business.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So that's one regulation.
Yeah. It's just one example. And so every year, the intention of these regulations are to keep children safe. We fully respect that. 100%. But each one of them comes a cost. And so if we have to have a certain number of wood chips, if you have to have a certain length of fence, if you have to have, each one of them causes us to spend more money. And then the expectation is the parents will pay for that. And I just think that's too much for parents.
Well, and when you're comparing like small businesses, which you are, like, and you don't have other small businesses that are looking at the amount of fencing that a person needs or the type of flooring necessarily. Yeah. So that would make a concern.
I'd love for lawmakers to recognize how important having safe childcare is to not just that wonderful child, but also the parents and the businesses in the area. I wish that they would recognize that helping that will multiply to help so many others.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that multiplier factor is important. Right. Is there anything I missed?
Well, it feels helpless sometimes. How else can we share this in a way that can be heard? And at the end of the day, we need parents to tell their story. The most important thing they have is the story about how it affected them. And we just really encourage others to contact their lawmakers and share their story. Did it affect your coworker? Did it affect your grandchild? Did it affect your child? Are you leaving the workforce? How much are you paying? Just telling a lawmaker how much you paid this year in childcare is worth making that phone call. So I hope people do it.
I mean, like as employees, like as someone that works, my salary has not increased at the rate that my childcare costs have increased either.
Yeah.
So like, I think not just saying how much you're paying, but how much it's comparing to how much you're making. As a physical therapist, I'm on the border of like not making the same amount as I'm paying in childcare.
Which is like pretty wild because
it's a doctor.
I have a doctor.
And we consider your average salary and the average status of any family in this area.
Well, so an average child in Wisconsin is around 12 grand, it says.
Okay.
That is not
I don't know a single person that's only paying 12 grand because ours is more expensive.
So that's what the stats were like last year.
So it's more than that. If you have 2 children, it's easily 30. Yeah. I mean, and if you think about it this way, in order to get your child to kindergarten, it's over $50,000. That's more than you're paying in in-state college tuition at this point.
And you have 9 months to save for that.
Yeah, once you so if you to get them to kindergarten, you were paying a college tuition. Yeah.
That's okay. This is all terrifying.
Yeah.
It's so broken.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would say it just comes back to like paying the teachers more too.
Yes.
I think, there's centers that have open rooms because they can't staff it. So they can't enroll more kids because they can't staff it. They also can't staff it because they can't afford to pay the teachers a livable wage.
Yeah. In Outagamie County alone, Wisconsin Early Childhood Association has put out that it's over 100 teachers needed just to fill the current classrooms.
So if we could pay the teachers more to take them out of the home to go back into the workforce at a childcare center or
switch from a different
industry, then we could service a lot more children and fill the spots.
Yeah, I know, me too.
So I talk to a lot of people, and so if somebody were to say, "Well, manage your money better," what do you say?
Come in and look. Just
we do. We still have jobs. We still have jobs.
Yeah, it's true.
This is working for us because we have 2 income families still.
Right.
Our husbands still work. We still work. I'm still paying for childcare.
Yeah,
and
she is too.
Yeah.
I just have more children that are in childcare.
We should be a warning. You should send them our way. We open up our books, and we should be a warning to say that no one else is crazy enough to do this.